So Nate Moore says, don't believe those rumors about Marvel recasting T'Challa. Nate Moore, once again, I said this about 3 years ago. Nate Moore is slick. You don't get to be in a position of power like he is, or like Kevin Feige, or like those other people, without being able to talk slick. All right. Not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, you don't get that far without being able to talk slick. You know, watch the wording. I pay attention to wording. I'm very analytical when it comes to words and stuff because that's what I pay attention to. When I listen to music and stuff, I'm paying attention to the words. I don't care if the person can has the most angelic voice ever. What are you saying? What are you telling me? Because you're not going to distract me. What are you saying? Okay, I've always been real good at the game. Simon says. Simon says. Okay, always been real good at that. And you know something. I thought about something today. I don't know if I heard somebody say this or did I think of this myself. I don't know, but I thought of it and it just sounds familiar. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I originated this or maybe I remember somebody over saying this or I overheard somebody saying this. But nowadays you got people they will listen to what Simon says before what God says. Okay, and the thing about it is, it's like you don't even know Simon. There's no book on Simon, and the Simon that we know is mean as hell. Okay, you see him on American Idol, he's mean as hell, but you gonna listen to him. He tell you to jump, you gonna jump. When God tell you to jump, you're not gonna jump. You like, oh man, I don't know if that's right or whatever. I don't have faith like that. But Simon tells you to jump. Let me jump. Let me jump so I can win American Idol. But anyways, I don't know where I was going with that or whatever. But that just came up in my mind or whatever. But listen, Nate Moore, you said you saying that T'Challa's not going to be recast in the MCU, but also you said on the Van Lathan podcast 3 years ago. All right, you said that these are your words. You said that this is when the Mephisto rumors were peak, and they asked you about Mephisto, and he said, "Mephisto? Nobody cares about Mephisto. Why would we have Mephisto in the MCU? Nobody wants that. No, we're not going to have Mephisto in the MCU. So, no, there's not going to be Mephisto." Agatha all along, they're making references to Mephisto. Now, is Agatha all along, is that in the MCU? Or is that something that's totally separate in another universe? You tell me. You the one who said that we were not going to have no Mephisto. Why in Agatha all along they're talking about Mephisto? Mephisto's supposed to be coming. I heard it might be Mephisto in Ironheart. I don't know. Something related to him, but something's coming. Why are we, why you trying to build up hype and momentum? And I get it. I get it, man. It's like, you know, I understand why Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire said, no, we're not part of Spider-Man. No, no, no. Because it's one of those things, it's like, man, sometimes you got to save fans from themselves. Because if he says it's true, the rumors are true, we're recasting T'Challa, that eliminates the element of surprise on stuff. Because see, the next question is, who are they casting? Now we still have the freedom to do these videos, but he doesn't have to give us the correct answer right now. He doesn't. Um, you know, but it still makes you wonder, like, man, after Wakanda Forever, this dude is still not trying to have the role of T'Challa recast. And maybe he's not in on the talks where T'Challa's being recast. Maybe that's something that Kevin Feige is having with Bob Iger, or they're having with the Russo brothers, okay? Because, you know, maybe they'll just say, hey man, we're gonna recast T'Challa in the Avengers movie. All right. Because Nate Moore did say they haven't even done a script for Black Panther 3 yet. They don't even know what role that they could even put Denzel Washington in yet. So that means you want to make a meal, but you don't even have all the ingredients yet. You don't know what ingredients you're going to use in the first place. So why attach yourself to say, well, we don't have, well, why go ahead and say, we're going to recast T'Challa, but you have no script, you got nothing. Nothing. Because see, people are going to want to know, okay, how are you bringing T'Challa back to life? Or was he dead? It's like, they got to figure that stuff out. So I get it. He's not gonna tell you. Like, you ever watch a Bill Belichick press conference, or New England Patriots? They say when the drama, whatever dramas that's unfolded in the NFL or on their team, they're like, "Hey, man, yeah, um, we're here to win. We're here to play football. Just want to focus on football. We're not focusing on that. We're gonna focus on football." They're focusing on that a bit, but they're not gonna let you know that. They're playing a psychological game, psychological warfare right there. But he also said that T'Challa will not be, you will not see T'Challa in the 616. And Van Lathan said, "Oh, you slick. You slick. You're slick. All right." You're slick. You're not going to see him in the 616. Once again, people, I said this 3 years ago. I said, I'm thinking with the way the CW, the Arrowverse, the way they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, that's what the MCU is going to be doing with this whole Secret Wars and Multiverse of Madness, this whole multiverse stuff. All right. It's one of those things where the cool thing about it, when you're doing the superhero shows on television, you get to experiment more, see what works and see what doesn't work. Okay. They had a Suicide Squad, for example, on the Arrow, season 2, I believe. After that, the fans was so into that, they said, "Hey, you know what? Let's make a movie." And that's fine, but because they was making a movie on that, they didn't want them doing the Suicide Squad again in the Arrowverse, so they dropped it. And also, in addition to that, Slade Wilson's character, Deathstroke, his character in Green Arrow was amazing, was awesome. Okay, love that character. The character was so awesome. The actor portrayed him so awesome, and the fans was drawn to it. They gravitated to the character. That they say, you know what? Let's put this character in a movie. Okay. So, but because they say, all right, they had plans to put in a movie, they end up eliminating the character on the show. And they didn't even make a Deathstroke movie, but he just got one cameo. They had big plans for it. They didn't fall through. But they could have just kept going on with the Deathstroke that we had in the Green Arrowverse. But in the Arrowverse, in the CW, what they did was they brought all of you had all these crises on all the Infinite Earths, and the current Earth where the superheroes we're familiar with, that's on the shows, was called Earth One. It was called Earth One, but then all these other Earths, you had different characters from this different Earths. Their Earth got destroyed, and then a lot of their survivors, they end up flocking to Earth One. So because they had other people coming from different Earths, they was like, well, we can't just call this Earth One. They end up changing the name to Earth Prime, because this was like the last one, the last Earth or whatever. So what they're going to be doing in the MCU, they're going to be doing the same thing. It's like, okay, the MCU, the current Earth is Earth 616, according to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Well, after the incursions and all this other stuff, if other characters are coming to Earth 616 or going to Earth 838, Earth 838 is no longer going to be 838. It's going to be like Earth Prime or Earth, or if they end up going to 616, it won't be the 616 anymore. That's going to be Earth Prime or whatever, the main Earth. Make the main thing the main thing, main Earth, all right? The boss Earth. All right, if you understand pimpology, you understand that. Boss Earth, okay. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's wild, man. It's wild, but we'll see. I do think that, but see, when they do that, if there's gonna be a T'Challa there, then technically that's no more T'Challa 616. That's T'Challa Earth Prime. So that's why I say he's slick. He's slick, and that's cool. Hey, Kevin Feige said, hey, we just wasn't ready to recast around that time. But I do think that eventually they're going to go ahead and recast that role, man. And we mean T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, King T'Chaka. Man, I'm not. But check this out. Chris Carr on the John Campy show. I'm a John Campy fan. Chris Card, a lot of her takes I don't really like here and there, but I liked her take right here. She said that at first I wasn't really. First, I understood the reason for not recasting T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman played that role so awesome, incredible, very irreplaceable. But she said, now it's time though. Years have gone by. It's time. Like there's a void that the role, the character of T'Challa, and John Campion cut off. He said, "Now we talking about King, son of King T'Chaka," and it's like, yeah, we don't want to see the son. You can get rid of that storyline. We don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Now you can do that in some different storyline or something, but the main storyline, like check this out. You know what? You can still have the son there, but have his father there too. Like that. What's so difficult about that, man? Have another actor portray T'Challa, and then let him be the father, be a father to his kid. Let him do that. And carry on, continue with the Secret Wars storyline. Don't replace that with no. Like I saw somebody post it. They say Shuri has so much story. No, she don't. Her comic doesn't have that. Like, come on, man. But if you want to tell more Shuri stories as Black Panther, fine. T'Challa can be there too. Have her brother there. You don't think she wants her brother? Huh? Disney, you just did a movie where a character said, "I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother." Come on, go ahead and do that, man. Do that. But yeah, it's just amazing. Like I say, man. But they're gonna end up recasting that. You got the movie made $1.5 billion, man. So one made $1.5 billion without any other superheroes in that movie, man. I'm just saying. You can bring back T'Challa. That's what the people want to see. But we shall see. We shall see. This reminds me of like I think about because I watch sports a lot. Certain teams they'll be like, I'm not picking this player. Like let's say Peyton Manning's the number one pick in the draft. We're not. No, we're gonna vet out all these other players, and then we don't know. It's not guaranteed that we're getting Peyton Manning and blah blah blah. It's like, man, we know you're drafting Peyton Manning. And they're like, no, there's other players. The Colts end up drafting Peyton Manning. Okay, that's what it reminds me of. But anyways, hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Share your thoughts. What do you think about this whole recast T'Challa situation? Do you think Nate Moore is just being slick and just do you think he's being truthful about no, they're not gonna trying to recast T'Challa? Or what do you think? Or do you even care? And if they do recast T'Challa, I know I ask this question a lot. Who do you think should play T'Challa? I ask this question a lot because sometimes it changes. Some days I'm thinking Morris Chestnut. Some days I'm thinking Aldous Hodge. You know what I'm saying? Some days I'm thinking Derek Luke. Some days I'm thinking Stephen James could play T'Challa. You know? Or Yali and Noel playing T'Challa. But anyway, or Sterling K. Brown playing T'Challa. But anyways, hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, if you like movies, you like me. So hit that like and subscribe button. Student of the Game Podcast. Peace out.